Everybody, welcome to another episode of Daily Energy. I'm your host, Araya Eden. Today's energy is going to be a combination of my energy video as well as my predictions video. Since it's Sunday, I'm just going to combine it as one because I don't have a lot of time to be doing too much today. Okay, but I am seeing here on my hot list, we're going to hear things about Hogan, this could be Shannon Sharp, Jay-Z, Harry, Orisha, Shango, Shogun, Fertilizer, Grind, Strike, Hanging with the Rope, Moan, Military Training, Shark, Birds, Trees, Rainforest, Straw, Gaseous, Rent, Nick, Flood, Outburst, HOA. I'll tell you what all this means here. But if you heard me say those words, this is something that you're going to start seeing in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or 4. All right. What's going to be highlighted. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of bullying activity. Let me start there. I'm seeing a lot of bullying activity. Guns are out, and I'm not just talking about, the muscles. Yes, there's a lot of masculine energy, a lot of egotistical energy coming in, but I'm seeing like worry and bullying, and there's mass transitions into the spirit today. But today, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people over the next 1 or 3 days or 4 are going to be taking themselves out, because we are in a first quarter moon today. And during this first quarter moon, there's going to be challenges that arise. There's going to be delays. There's going to be unexpected things that happen. There's going to be drawbacks, hidden obstacles, complications, hindrance, problems, issues, inconvenience, setback, disadvantage, criticizing. So just think of going through all of that and have people bullying you on top of all the other stuff that you're already going through. And people are going to be taking themselves out, hanging themselves with the rope, cutting their wrist. All of these things I am seeing in the energy. So I want you to know, friend, that no matter what happens, no matter what you're going through, that you still have an opportunity and you still have a future ahead of you. And I know what it's like to be on that side, to be bullied. And I know what it's like to have everything that you thought you ever wanted to be ripped off from under you. I know what it's like to lose. But I also know what it's like to be on the other side of that. Do like Oprah and say, I surrender all, and surrender all that pain and all that shame and all that guilt and all that blame to God. Cry out and pray. When after you've done all you can, you just stand. And then stop worrying. Because soon as I stop worrying how the story ends, I let go and I let God. Let God have his way. Let go and let God have his way. But one of the things that I want you to know is when I was sitting up there and I thought about giving up, there's a song I started singing. And I said, now I'm going to try to do this song justice. But I said, I just can't give up now. No. I come too far from where I started from. 'Cause you know what? Nobody told me this road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And I don't believe that he brought you this far to leave you. So you just can't give up now. You've come too far from where you started from. So it doesn't matter what it looks like. Yes, your rent is due and you don't have the money to pay it. But I know that, like I told you the day before, that prayer can change some things. I know that miracle money can come your way. I know that as long as you stay in God's will, God will make sure He makes sure that you can pay that bill. And if you're not able to pay that bill, that means He's trying to get you to where you need to be. See, you might be trying to pay a bill somewhere that Father is trying to get you to go away from. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not trying to get y'all to go out here and be neglecting these bills and not pay them, because you're in the situation you're in now because of the choices that you made. Now, sit in the consequence of this choice and ride it out, because you knew when you did it that there was going to be a risk, that it was going to be a risk, that there was going to be a consequence. Now, take a responsibility for that consequence and know that it is not over. It ain't over until God says it's over. It ain't over, okay? I'm telling you what I know. There has been some times when I didn't know how I was going to pay no bill. I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent, my mortgage. I did not know how it was going to happen. But baby, let me tell you, it happened. And there was a time to where I didn't pay it, and I ended up sleeping in on a cold concrete, okay, in front of the Salvation Army. I've been homeless, but guess what? Although I was homeless, guess what ended up happening? I met some beautiful people out there on them streets and them streets. People that I still remember to this day. People that taught me the reason why compassion is supposed to be compassioning. People who taught me unconditional love. And people who taught me that family is who you choose to call family. You see? So don't give up, my friend. You got a lot to live for, okay? There's people who are taking themselves out, but I want you to know, if it's been difficult for you, it's because you're chosen and you have something great to do. And all you got to do is get those other people out of your ear and start living your best life. I'm telling you, you know what the bottom looks like. Now go to the top. Go to the top. Get up. Get up. Crawl if you have to, but keep on going, my friend. I'm telling you what I know. All right. Something coming up might be Shannon Sharp, Jay-Z, Harry, Meghan. We're going to see something happening or in the news over the next 1 or 3 days about Harry, Shogun, fertilizer, grinding. A strike is going to happen, hang, and then rope. I told you there's going to be people taking themselves out. Don't let it be you. But the hang part, and hanging with the rope, it may just be, I told you, it's somewhere in the backwoods, somewhere in the trees, in the American trees, in the American rainforest, in the American swamps. They're still hanging people, my friend. They're still hanging people. This is not the first time I picked up on this energy. Okay? And so, yeah, so I'm seeing this happening here. And I want them to know, those who think that they're getting away, because they think that when a tree falls in a forest, it won't be heard. It does make a sound. And where man doesn't hear the sound, the ground itself cries out for justice. When blood has a voice. Do you hear what I'm saying? Blood has a voice. And a lot of people, they don't believe that there is a world that you cannot see within the world where we be. There is the world of the living, there is the world of the unborn, and there is the world of the dead. And some of us are sensitive to the world of the dead. So you think nobody knows, but I guarantee somebody knows it. And when you get whooped in the spirit, and you wonder why you are being haunted, and you wonder why things keep happening around you, it's because you're doing wicked and crooked stuff. And if you're doing wicked and crooked stuff, sit back and take the consequences for the wicked and crooked stuff that you have been doing. Because you know what? You had a time and it looked like it was your season, but that time is up and it is your season no more. It is your season no more, because justice will prevail. And justice don't care. She don't care what color you are. She don't care what status you are. When she comes out swinging, she comes out swinging. And she's coming, okay? You better believe it, all right? She's coming. And so, because of this wickedness that people are doing in the world, I'm seeing tears and what do they call it? Gnashing of teeth, like the gritting of teeth, and people renting their clothes and crying because their loved ones were taken out seemingly before it was time for them to be taken out. People being cut open, their parts being cut off, their woman's parts being injured, their male parts being injured, people being brutally violated. It's what I'm seeing. And so I'm seeing people moaning and crying over the next 1 to 4 days or so. I'm also seeing shark attacks. We'll see something trending about sharks in the news over the next 1 to 3 days, or for military training will come up as well. Speaking of trees, I am also getting about rainforest birds, trees. We'll hear more about that in the news over the next 1 to 3 days. This is the time to where we're needing to plant our trees so that they'll be able to gain the roots they need to survive the winter time. So go ahead and get those trees in the ground now. But also picking up about rent being due. Okay, that's why I said you might not be able to pay your rent. But I have spent years of my life just learning how to rob Peter to pay Paul. Okay, that's something that my family taught me when I was younger. My ancestors taught me how to rob Peter to pay Paul. Now, I ain't talking about going up here sticking people up. But robbing Peter to pay Paul means, okay, my mama always used to say, you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip. And I know you're calling me for these bills, but look, you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip. I'm going to give you what I got. I'm not trying to evade you. I'm going to give you what I got. And if it's just a little, I'm going to make it stretch. So you might not get your money this month, but you're going to get your money next month, okay? I'm going to pay you this month, but you might not get your money next month because I'm struggling right now, okay? But I'm not going to be struggling forever. My intentions is to get it all together. That's what you got to tell them, okay? And sometimes it's just got to be communication. Hey, can you work with me on this? Okay? Can you work with me on this? Sometimes communication goes a long ways. Use your voice. All right? You can't pay that bill. Pay what you can. Pay $25 on that credit card bill, even if you can't pay the full thing. Let them know you're trying to make an effort. Set up a payment plan. Sometimes where there is a will, I guarantee there is a way. And where it's not a way, it's not supposed to work out for you today. That's because God got something better for you in the future. I'm telling you what I know. All right? I'm telling you what I know. Now, something coming up about Nick. This could be Nick, Nickelodeon. Something along those lines. Nick Cannon. We'll see something in the news about Nick. I don't know too many Nicks, okay? But I do see that something coming up about Nick. Okay, and also flood. I am getting flood, like water. It could be swamp water, fresh water. But I'm seeing a flood, and I'm seeing something. I don't think it's a levee, but I'm seeing water rushing, okay? Water rushing, an outburst, water rushing, but the outburst could be anger as well. HOA, anger, HOA, something coming up about the housing. I'm also picking up housing, so we'll see something about housing over the next 1 to 3 days or 4. So this is going to deal with lodging. Also good food. I see people talking more about food over the next 1 to 3 days. Cooking, coming up, chefs, coming up in the energy, picking up on a lot of Mediterranean food here on the hot list. Maybe even native food as well. I'm or Nigerian food because I'm picking up on like Nigerian traditions, Orisha, Shango. Okay, Shango is in the energy here as well. And if you don't know who Shango is I want to say he's the Orisha for thunder. Okay, but if you know like I know, then you know. Okay, and as I told you before, many people wonder why I may talk about Orishas because I know the Orishas are that good 401 or that good 420 that the Bible talks about that will rise up with Christ in that time. Okay. They are the rainbow tribe that the Native Americans themselves prophesied about. Okay, they are they are the people that are not people, that are here to actually help you and not hurt you. Okay, they are your ancestors. They are the protectors of the tree of life. Okay, they are those saints of God. Okay, all right. So that's why I am comfortable talking about the Orishas. And they can look just like you, okay? But they are real, just like Jesus is real. The one you call Jesus anyways, because I know him by a different name. Many more names do I know him as, okay? All right, so I'm also getting here that we're going to see something about like like excrement, mainly bird and bat droppings. And this is, we'll see something about this coming up in the news. You remember I told you about the people that were they were making, they were using bat droppings to fertilize cannabis plants or weed, okay? Weed, they were using that and then they consumed it and they passed away, or they had the bat droppings in their place and they passed away because of all the toxicity in the bat droppings. And so we may hear something coming up about that. We may hear about this being put in fertilizer or something like that. I'm not sure what that's about, but excrement. This is sweating. This is, sweating when people are nervous, sweating when people rent their clothes. That it's just like a lot going on. Now, there's going to be people on the grind on the come up. But there's also you know why I see grind? Because I also see sausage. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of pork energy, pork processing and stuff like that. A lot of hogs. You might see something about hogs coming in the news. Sausage. Beer is still here. I found out that there was a beer World Cup or something like that. That was going on. So, but I'm still picking up something about beer. We'll still be hearing news about beer, or maybe beer being affected by the tariffs or so. I'm not sure. I'm just saying something about beer. I see strikes. Someone striking out of frustration and anger. And this could have something to do with something being suspended, something being rejected. But I'm seeing a strike here. And then I'm also seeing people trying to sway people from doing things. I'm seeing stuff like executions, capital punishments here, people being put to death over the next 1 or 3 days or 4. But also, this is the 9 energy today, and 9 has to do with transition. So hearts go out to those whose family members have transitioned today. A lot of them completed their assignments. That's why they transitioned, my friend. But some people, they were taken out before their time. But no worries, they're going to come right back, okay, in some form. That's why we had that mass birthing and that mass conception the day before yesterday. And I'm even seeing the potential here for this birth coming soon here. All right. Because I'm getting a lot about women parts as well, rips and tears and stuff like that. And I'll talk less about that. But I'm seeing we're gonna see something in the news coming up about. I told you about that man and that woman or whoever it is, and this little cheater or whatever he's doing or she's doing. They might just decide that they're gonna chop it off. We might see some news about people chopping stuff off, okay? Because this energy, and then having to sew it back on, because this energy is like, it's that type of energy. I'm seeing this flood water causing things to float and drift as well. I'm seeing to where things happen that to where you feel like there's no option, to where even on a government level, things seems like they have no further operations that can be carried out, to fix the situation here. So I feel like on a government level, some parties are gonna feel like their backs up against the wall here. Nonetheless, there's going to be pitches, and this could be baseball pitching, but take some time and relax and enjoy the day. Eat some good food here for those who can. I do see, don't worry, relax your mind, rest your mind. After you've done all you can, you just stand, okay? And you've been working on this for a while, so just stand. Okay, so I'm seeing organized groups here, discrimination energy coming in. I told you strikes, people coming together to strike because they got a shared interest, and that shared interest says that this is some bull. I'm seeing possible whistleblowers coming out, whistling, trees whistling, high winds coming up in the energies. As well, people murmuring and people complaining. I'm seeing tires blowing out as well. I told you I'm seeing shark attacks. Okay. Something I told you about the rainforest, but I'm not sure, but something's going on in the rainforest that, I was talking about earlier. Disgust, frustration, dismissal, disregard, having to do with like waste products, rubbish and waste. It's going to come up over the next 1 or 3 days or 4. So we're going to see stuff about the environment, recycling, that type of situation, global warming, the sun. And then even today, the sun. Okay, sun is coming up. All right, the Son of God, sun. Okay, but I'm picking up something about a sun. Sun's trending because of the masculine energy here. Okay, so lacerations, cuts, and wounds, incisions, punctures. When I think about that, I think I told you, they mad. And so today they might try to put sugar in your tank. They might try to slash your tires, that type of thing. Okay. If you did something wrong to them, you cheated. That's what kind of energy we're going to be seeing. You might start seeing people trying to run over people because that's what this energy, I'm just telling you what I see here. Things being split open and split apart. I told you before that was an earthquake, but I still pick up on some earthquake energy with this coming in here. So I'm also seeing a gush of something. I told you earthquakes, volcanoes, a liquid flow out of something rapid and plentiful stream. So you be floods, that could be floods, volcanoes, something along those lines that could be coming in. Okay. I'm also seeing, excuse that noise. Uh, I thought I hung it up, but I didn't. But I'm also seeing unfair, selfish situations, um, people who are doing ill. I'm also seeing Harley Davidson motorcycle accidents as well. Harley Davidson motorcycle accidents as well. Okay. So a lot of confusion, a lot of disturbance here. I see something coming up about tobacco, okay, grain, fiber. It's a good time to like I said, the last cycle we cut our animals back, their fur, and so now it's time to do something productive with that fur, and so it's time to make fiber and yarn and stuff like that out of it, okay, before things get hot and heated. I'm also seeing hung jewelries, okay, stuff coming in about the different and things being put on hold, okay, as well. So if you didn't hear what I was saying earlier, I was talking about unfair, selfish situation, monopolies, stuff like that, coming in as well. All right, and homeowners associations picking up something about ash. Okay, we saw a volcano, so we'll hear about the ash now. Agricultural um, energy as well, and gas. Use your intuition, use your wisdom, and go to church to get some reason, okay, and motivation here, or do what you need to do. Watch motivational videos or something like that. So I see this holy place and temples trending in the energy. So we'll see something about holy places and temples over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Um, good time to go get groceries as well here because that's in the energy. Um, Drama, athletics, games, celebration, music, dispute, antelope, weapons, complaining, scalding, persecute, um, bully, pick on, and then the horse is back in the energy that I'm seeing. I love you. You blood one. Hearts go out.